The Browns offense took a huge hit today with the loss of Odell Beckham Jr. for the rest of the year. Now, the wide receiver core may be getting Kadero Hodge back this week, it appears, but the wide receiver core still seems to be thin. So the Browns could look at free agency to possibly help fill that void. So here's a couple options. One is Mohamed Sanu. Now, he spent 3 games with the 49ers this season, but he was released earlier this month. He's 31 years old. In his 9th NFL season, he spent time with the Bengals, Falcons, Patriots, and 49ers. Last season with the Falcons and the Patriots, he got 59 receptions, 520 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And over his 121 career games, he's got 404 receptions, 4,516 yards, and 26 touchdowns. Now you look at Dante Moncrief. He didn't appear a lot last year, but he's spent the most of his time with the Colts, and that's where he had his most production. But he, in 2018, had a decent year with the Jacksonville Jaguars. 48 receptions with them, 668 yards, and 3 touchdowns. In 77 career games, he amassed 204 receptions, 2,561 yards, and 21 touchdowns. Now, the wide receiver on the free agent market who's probably got the most on his resume is Demaryius Thomas. He actually appeared in and won with the Denver Broncos in Super Bowl 50. He's 32 years old, and he's played 10 NFL seasons with the Broncos, Texans, and Jets. Last year with the Jets, he had 36 receptions, 433 yards, and 1 touchdown. He is a 4-time Pro Bowler, and in 143 career games, he's got 724 receptions, almost 10,000 receiving yards, and 63 touchdowns. So but let's want to see if there's anyone out there who, of those options, is there anyone that you might consider for the Browns to pick up as a wide receiver depth?
But I've always thought that at this point in the season, if somebody like that is available, there's something wrong. There's either he's injured, either he gets in trouble in the locker room with players, with coaches. Mohamed Sanu, I thought he's been out of the league for 5 years, but apparently it's not that long. What do you think about that theory of mine that they got a problem?
Well, none of those guys necessarily excite me, and I think the one thing that they're going to miss with Beckham is that explosiveness. You know, the guy who can turn a 20-yard play into a touchdown. I think with some of those older receivers that are available by free agency, I think those are guys that are probably more possession guys right now in their careers than they were, and I think you can fill in on that on the possession end of the passing game with the talented tight ends that they have right now. So, and some of the other wide receivers. If they go wide receiver, if they add somebody, Les and Brian, I think it's going to be more through a trade than I do through free agents.
And the trading deadline is next week.
Yeah, and the guy, you know, I mentioned the Houston Texans. You know, I know Romeo Crennel is the interim down there now and is telling them that they're not looking to blow up that roster.
Oh, I thought you were saying that Romeo told the reporters that he was available.
No, I told him I said that they were 1-5. They're actually 1-6. So there's no reason for them to keep that team together. Both Will Fuller and Kenny Stills, wide receivers down there, are entering their last year of their contracts. So to me, it would make more sense for them to start shopping some of those guys, and maybe if it's not too prohibitive a price tag, that would be the way for the Browns to go.
You know.